Hello, my beautiful fragrance family. Dustin here, Fragrance Fan. And before we get started, go ahead and do me a solid and click that like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so you know every time I upload some new content. And for those of you who already support my channel, thank you guys so much for helping me with what I do. Because I'm just going to keep on pushing out these budget-friendly fragrance reviews, that 40-ish and under dollar range. A good number of those are going to be way less than that. And a good chunk of those you can find in your local rack stores. The one I'm talking about today falls under the qualifications of both of those. I found it in the rack store. I'm talking about English Laundry's Crown. And I love the way this bottle looks. That black and gold with that cool pattern on the front of it. Almost pulled the trigger on the 3.4 ounce. Obviously I got this in the get set of 4 for $20. And the 3.4s, $12.99. How can you go wrong, you know? So, standard cheap cap along with the cool looking presentation and the atomizer on these, always pretty good. So this thing's got so many notes in it, I'm just going to bring up a couple of them and what it smells like ultimately. It's sweet. It's a very sweet fragrance, so if you're put by sweet fragrances, this one might not be for you. It does have citrus in it. There's some lemon, there's some sweet apple going on in this thing too. Throughout the life of this thing, when it starts to go to the mid and the dry down, a little bit more earthiness comes through, a little bit more of that warm spiciness. Some of the clove and the ginger starts to pop out a little bit more, but it maintains that sweetness throughout the life of the whole fragrance. Longevity on this is pretty solid too. I get a good 5.5 hours when I wear this thing. As far as the skin scent, I sprayed it on my hand and I could smell it up close anyhow for like 8 or 9 hours. It just hung on there. But for the first hour and a half, you'll get a good scent bubble around you. And then 3-4 hours down the road, you walk and you stop or something like that, you'll catch wafts of yourself. And you'll be reminded that you're still wearing a good smelling fragrance. Because overall, I'll give this thing a 6 out of 10. Even though it is heavily inspired by another fragrance, Azzaro Wanted. The difference between the two is that one has more lemon. This has the lemon in it. But Azzaro Wanted is more bright and citrusy and sharp and lemony up top, which can be off-putting to some, I guess. But that's the main difference I get in these two. Other than that, it's eerily similar to that. And it's also not real good for the summer. This is more of a fall, winter. It depends on where you live. It might not work in your winter. If it's like 10 degrees. Florida, it doesn't get that cold. So, and I was rebellious today, and I wore this thing today in the early days of April where it was like 90 degrees. And if I worked outside, that would have been a bit much. Luckily, I work inside, and I'm only outside on a occasion. So, this is a youthful, casual, cooler weather, nice smelling fragrance. 6 out of 10, I'll give it. And I was enjoying the way I was smelling today. Kind of can't wait until it gets a little cooler again. I can keep spraying myself with this thing. So, that's my final thoughts on English Laundry's Crown. With that, I'm out. Y'all be blessed. Take care of yourself always. And until next time.